Thank you, Pete. That was an awesome introduction. And yes, we have a lot to go over. And the nice thing is like Pete said, we're going to have a three-part series. So the first part of the series is why Neuma, what makes us unique, what makes us different. Here's some of our rewards that we've received lately. Launchpad Magazine Reader's Choice Award 2016 for Best Eco-Friendly Hair Care Line. That's a huge award for us. That means we're starting to step up and people are starting to notice Neuma and the things that we're doing. We also got recognized in Mexico in Spa and Wellness, Best Hair Care Styling Line. So we're really starting to get our name out there. Here's some of the new things that you're going to see for 2017. We're going to do a lot more advertising and stuff. We're going to have the following editorial edits in January Short Styles magazine, as well as in Spa and Wellness magazine from Mexico, advertising our awards. This is our agenda for advertising. Kind of reminds me of my days of L'Oreal, what it would look like through the whole year. So we actually have a whole year of advertising, and all these are trade magazines. I know this is probably hard for you guys to see. It's Launchpad, Modern Salon, American Salon. This is a magazine in Italy, and then Man magazine. So we're going to be in a lot of trade magazines. If you notice, the millennium generation is very much geared towards buying the type of product that Neuma is. Okay? And the millennium generation is now your newest, biggest market of people, of buyers. It's now bigger than the baby boom generation. As you guys have all noticed, on all of our packaging, you have the mandala. A lot of people are very drawn to the mandala because it does have beauty and stuff, but it has meaning. You know, to me, our mandala is like Nike swoosh symbol. You know that symbol when you see it. And that's going to be eventually how we see our product. People are going to recognize us by our mandala. But here's the meaning of the mandala. So if you were to start here and work your way out, so start where the sun is and work your way out, you'll see sun, light beginning, ocean and water, seafood, sea, earth, renewal, earth, soil, nurture, plant, life, growth, rain, sustain, and restore, and then the heavens. So there's 7 elements, 7 sections. A lot of people believe that 7 is a lucky number. So it's pretty cool about what the mandala does and what it means. But it also has a little bit more meaning. On any of the retail size products, whatever size the mandala is, that's how much you're supposed to use. It's a guideline. So when someone asks the stylist, hey, how much of this am I supposed to use? They can just tell them to follow the mandala. Makes it very simple and easy. I think that's cool. These are our 4 values at Neuma. Our pledge, zero statement, earth friendly, artesian farm to hair. These are the things that we're going to go over that makes us very unique and different.
Neuma looks for every opportunity to sustain, heal, improve the health of ourselves, community, the economy, our hair, and our planet.
So this statement, I can't find a statement that's more true. I mean, Jeff Farrell, our founder, is so involved with everything that goes on at Neuma, and I've never seen someone quite like him that's so involved. And he's kind of like the mad scientist behind our product. When we come out with a new product, he works exclusively with the labs to make sure that it's meeting all of our standards that we want to live up to as Neuma. And we'll go through all those standards as we go through this presentation. But it's not always easy for us to come out with a new product because of what we stand for. And this man literally makes sure that anything that leaves Neuma is going to be what it says it's going to be.
What's his background?
He has a great background. He used to be part owner and founder of Purology with Jim Markham. And Jim Markham now has started Color Proof. But at Purology, Jeff was really the guy who came up with the formulas, came up with the name, the logo. He was really more the man behind the scenes. Jim was really the salesperson and the money person that had the money to put into it. But Jeff had a lot of involvement. And he also worked at L'Oreal, worked at Redken. He also started some other companies along the way as well. So he has a lot of knowledge in our industry, and I'm glad to get to work with him. Neuma is free of synthetic fragrance, okay? And what that means is everything that you smell in our products, those are natural essential oils, okay? Essential oils are nothing new. They've been around, if you read the Bible, since biblical times. But why have people gotten away from essential oils? The reason for it is money. They found ways that they could make the same thing, smell the same way, but in a synthetic for 75% of the cost. So people went to that. But as time has gone on, we've come to find out that synthetics aren't exactly the best thing for us. We've come to find out that a lot of these synthetics can cause cancer, skin irritation, and a range of other health problems. So we use all natural essential oils. If you look at the back of a bottle of shampoo or a soap, anything that has a scent in it, if it has the word perfume, do you know that you don't have to disclose what those ingredients are that make up that scent? Do you guys know that? Do you know that? So that's a way that manufacturers can hide what's in the bottle. So, do you know why that happened? How that came about? How the government actually protects companies to allow them to do that? Does anyone know the story to that? What'd you say, Chris? Perfect. Coco Chanel. That's exactly right. Our friends from France, when they decided to come over here and start bringing their perfumes over, perfumes were really big back in the day because people couldn't bathe on a regular basis, so they used perfumes to hide bad smells, you know? So when they came over and they first started marketing their perfumes, the government was like, hey, you got to list what's on the back of the bottle that's in all your products. And they were like, well, if we do that, anyone in the world can copy it, and we don't want that to happen. So the government said to them, okay, just list the word perfume, and whatever goes into that word perfume or fragrance, you don't have to list what those ingredients are. So that's how it's become protected in our industry. And I don't think it was ever meant to be that way, but that's how it ended up being. One of the cool things is that you really want to know, and it's really kind of scary, is that the word fragrance covers over 5,000 known chemical substances, and only 1,800 of them have actually been tested by our government. So not even half of them have been tested. And most of the ones that have been proven to be harmful to your health. Pretty scary stuff. On the back of all of our bottles, it says, and again, because we are so transparent and we list every single ingredient that's on the back of our bottles, we have to go in very small print. So this is very small on the bottles, and a lot of people don't realize it. But it says USDA NOP Organic, which stands for the NOP, the National Organic Program, which is housed under the USDA. That's the same people that regulate our food, okay? So we are actually endorsed by the USDA that our product is certified organic. Now, anyone and their brother can put on their bottle of shampoo or detergent or any other product that they have organic materials. And they can list that, and it's perfectly okay to say that because they're not lying, but what they're doing is they're kind of not telling you the real truth. They're telling you that they have one ingredient in there that's organic. And so then they advertise, because they have one ingredient in there, that they're an organic product. The way to really know is turn the back of the bottle over and see if they have this endorsement. If they don't have that endorsement, they're not 100% certified organic. Okay, so when people tell you that they carry another line because it's all organic, if they don't have the proper certification on the back of their bottle, they're not. Because you have to go through a lot of testing and written documents to make this happen. It's not an easy certification to get.
This guy's only on certain bottles or on every bottle?
It's on all of them. But it's, like I said, because we're so transparent, it's hard to find it sometimes because it's so small, to be able to list every ingredient. We use 100% vegan formulas. So that means that we don't do any testing on animals. This is really big nowadays. There's a lot of people that are into vegan lifestyle for eating. So we have vegan formulas for our shampoos and conditioners and styling products. So everything is not tested on animals. Our bottles, they're 95% post-consumer, okay? And these are made out of former milk jugs and water bottles. Now what really makes our bottle even more unique is the design of it. If you ever pick up our shampoo and our conditioner bottle, and even our stylers, if you notice, they don't slip out of your hand. You can really grab them well. One of the things that all of us at Neuma had other careers before coming to Neuma. And there were things that we didn't like or that we heard about a lot from other places that we worked at. One was being bottles didn't feel comfortable in the hand. They would slip out of the hand. So ours are non-slip. We actually made all of our bottles, because our industry is very much dominated by women, to actually fit the curve of a woman's hand, which is different than a man's hand. So we've really thought of everything when it comes to our bottles. The other thing is, the only reason they're not 100% post-consumer is because of the writing. And there's nothing that we can do about that. We have to write on the bottle so that people know what the ingredients are and what the product is. We have a full disclosure of everything about all of our ingredients. There is nothing hidden. Everything is on the back of our bottles, every single ingredient that we use. We have sustainable business practices. We really have a paperless operation at our office. This is the really neat thing. It's like 100% post-consumer new leaf paper for printing. All of our literature, if you feel it, it feels a little bit unique and different. And the reason for it is our literature is actually made out of former leaves and fallen tree branches. That's what new leaf paper is. It's from fallen leaves and tree branches. And that's how we make our literature. That's pretty cool. I don't know any other company that actually makes their literature from that. That's very sustainable practice. All the containers that we use are PET and recyclable. And then we have biodegradable plastic sleeves. Now this is really neat, and you guys probably don't see this very often. Have you ever had anything come into your salon and it has a Neuma plastic sleeve on it? Have any of you ever seen it? You have, okay, because a lot of times it gets thrown out before it gets to the salon. That plastic sleeve, if you've seen it, it looks and it feels like plastic, but it's really not. It's made out of vegetables. So when it goes into the landfill, it degrades within 6 months. That's pretty cool technology. I don't know anyone else that's doing anything like that. We use 100% certified wind power. In the state of California, you have the option of either doing normal electricity or wind power. And the wind power, they have all the windmills out in the deserts of California. They harness and trap that energy, and then you can buy that to run your plant. So we run our plant and our offices completely off of windmills. So you will not see a windmill on top of a roof. It's all out in the desert, and then it runs our plant. Here's our certificate that shows that we purchase 100% renewable energy. Now what's really cool is this shows that by doing this, we are saving the release of over 1 million pounds of CO2 into the environment. That's pretty amazing. We also make all of our vendors align with us to be, the same, hold them to the same standards of what we're looking for. So like, for example, when we buy boxes and stuff, we buy boxes that are completely recyclable, that have already been used before. So we're not buying brand new boxes, we're using boxes that have already been used. A good way of describing what Wildcraft is the practice of harvesting plants from their natural or wild habitat. Has anybody in this room ever grown bamboo or have bamboo in their yard? Okay, I heard, oh God. And the reason is as soon as you cut it, it grows right back.
You can't get rid of it.
You can't kill it. You can't do anything with it. That's why we use bamboo, because as soon as you cut it and take from it and use it and put it in the product, it grows right back. So you're never taking away any resources from our earth. So that's what we mean by when we use wild-grafted ingredients. We're taking from plants that can grow again very quickly, like bamboo. We never test on animals. We're PETA approved, and we're cruelty-free. Now, again, here's another little trick for you guys. If you walk in a salon and they ask you about this, and you go, oh yeah, Neuma, doesn't test on animals, and they go, well, I already have a product that doesn't do that. If you really want to check, they got to have this logo on the back with the bunny rabbit ears. That stands for cruelty-free. That means that you have gone through the testing by the government and you are now recognized as a company that is cruelty-free. So that's again on the back of all of our bottles. That's the way you know if a company is truly doing that, is if they have the bunny rabbit eaters. We really have a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant. And not only is it state-of-the-art, and it's here in the United States, we make everything in Southern California and the Los Angeles area. And our plant, it's pretty massive, and we have our own labs and everything. But not only are we able to do things here in the United States, our plant's also compliant with all the rules and regulations for Europe. I don't know if you guys know this, but in Europe and overseas, they're a lot more stricter on their laws than what we are here in the United States. So all of our product that we actually make for Neuma, that we sell here in the US, it's actually the exact same product that's sold over in Europe. We don't make something different to sell over there. So what we sell here meets European standards. That's where a lot of companies don't want to do business overseas, because it's so much more money to do it because of the rules and regulations. So everything here we can sell over there because we are European compliant. Now here's a picture of our plant. Now in here, these drums that you see here, this is always made, these are like, think of you're making a big batch of soup or something. And in there it has like these big oars that are stirring it. So every one of those is making something. Either a shampoo, they might be making a conditioner. There's all types of things that can be going on in there. And it's pretty neat how it's done, wasn't it? You got to see that, Joyce. So the really cool thing is, and I kid you not, and Joyce can verify it, our plant is so clean. If you drop the donut on the floor, you can pick it up and eat it. I mean, it is that immaculate. It is very, very, very clean. In fact, one of the reasons why we shut down every year during the holidays is when we completely re-gut and redo all of our equipment, because maybe it needs some new oars or it needs some other new piece or something. So we completely, every year, we rehaul all of our plant equipment. I don't know a lot of companies that do that. Again, that's an amazing task. But what happens is, as soon as you make a batch of anything, you run a batch of something, so let's say it's Renew shampoo, you'll run that for like a week. Because once you do that, you have to then come in and sterilize and clean every one of these drums, as you can see. And the reason for that is you don't want Renew shampoo being mixed in with New Volume shampoo. So that's why sometimes things get out of stock, because we're running something currently, and then maybe you run out of something and you can't go and immediately run it because you got to finish this run, and then you got to come in. It takes a whole day to sterilize and clean everything, and then you got to make another batch. Pretty cool, huh? This here, this is what really amazes me. So after all the product gets made, it's all actually comes onto an assembly line, and it's hand-packed. Hand-packed. And these people, I don't know how they do it, but they pack those boxes so quick, it's amazing. I could never do what they do, so I have a ton of respect for them.
The average American woman applies more than 200 chemicals to her hair. Over 60% are absorbed into the bloodstream. Almost 20% of the general population is sensitized to at least one allergen and fragrance. It is one of the most frequently cited substance causing reactions. Fragrance sensitivity is now seen in 1 to 4% of the general population, and 8 to 15% of people with contact dermatitis. Fragrances are the ingredients most likely to cause allergic contact dermatitis. They account for 30 to 45% of reactions in cosmetic.
Thank you, John. Let's give him a hand. Wow. All right, I know this kind of breaks all the rules of presenting. You should never have a slide that's that wordy. But the reason I wanted this up here is it's more of an awareness for you guys. There's some scary stuff going on out there, okay? And the way that you get bad ingredients into your system from using products that are not as safe as Neuma is through your bloodstream. When you take a hot shower or a hot bath, your pores open up, and that's how it gets in. So that's why I wanted you guys to see that slide. So, with that, that is everything about why Neuma, what makes us unique, what makes us different.